Hello, my good friends. It's Roger once again, Mud Fossil University, with a day that will live in for me. Now, why do I say that? Why is today so important? It's February the 9th, and this is 2019. It is now 8:38 Eastern Standard Time, USA, and Greg Morrison, my good friend, and a bunch of his friends who had discovered a cave, are now in that cave, and they will be doing the first ever internal autopsy. And a cave society, community, cavers, spelunkers of every stripe will be, I think they should be thrilled with this recent discovery. So, I am excited. As you can see, I said to Greg, great, I'm excited, my friend. So, I now proclaim in Mud Fossil Land a day of excitement. So you can jump up and down and scream and all that stuff. Now, what happened? Why am I so excited? Greg, like I said, and well, he didn't discover. I don't think. I think some of his friends discovered, and they're friends of his, and then eventually they decided they're going to go down there and check it out. Now, as you people probably understand, I do this kind of stuff, and I understand the chemistry, and this is so wonderful for me to have somebody to do this and do it correctly. He went out and now he spent money. These guys spent some money, and they're putting an effort into it. It's a serious effort. This is not something you just run out there and say, "Oh, look at this," and come home and take a couple pictures. No, they had to go out and buy equipment. They got lighting. They got cameras. They got metal detector, this and that, all kinds of stuff with climbing equipment. I think there's 7 guys. I think is what I last heard. Now, so here's the deal. Greg says we got a metal detector. We're heading out there right now. He's on the phone. He's driving out there. So I'm excited. Now I'm telling him, and I wanted to show you other mud fossilers and cave divers. There's a way of documenting this that makes it very simple to go back and examine what you have seen, and then to put it in perspective. But you have to do it in a certain way. So I was trying to give him, ideas of what to look for. And there will be concentrations near the heart and lungs from the blood. That's the metals. Now, if it died laying down, because he just said he had a metal detector. So I said, if he died laying down, or it's a woman, the metals will be low. And they could be anywhere, and they'll be concentrated in little pockets here, not much here and there. Now, if he died or she died standing up and was stuck in the mud, the gold flows straight down the arterial branches, and they end up going into a place that's in the heel called the arterial calcaneal branches. It's just like a web of arteries that end up in the heel. And this is goes straight down. That's where it goes. It's a specific gravity. Gold, I think a gallon of milk, or a gallon of water, weighs, I think, say 9 pounds. Gold, that same gallon, I think, weighs over 100 pounds. So there's a huge drop in the gold versus everything else. So it ends up being down the bottom. Now, so it's almost always inside the Achilles tendon, I spelled that wrong, the heel bone, and now this is this particular creature has a vagina. Now, I don't know if it's the only part that's in there. It's only one creature. Could be 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 creatures together. Could be husband and wife. I don't know, but he's got to find out where the legs are. So I keep telling him, here's what I need you to do, is to find out where from the vagina, everybody knows where the legs run from the vagina. So are they going this way? Are they going down? Are they going down? Now, the vagina that's there is a straight down looking vagina. So I think it might be standing up. I have no clue. Now listen to this. He gets there this morning. This only goes back 4 hours ago. So he says, okay, I'll look for that. Now, then he says, we're here. Went into the cave. Entire ceiling is gold and silver flakes. Looks like science fiction. It was midnight, but this is huge. So tired. We begin filming tomorrow. Now, and I know he's got to be tired because we've been working. I know I haven't been working. I don't take any credit for this whatsoever. These guys are the ones that did it, and but I know he's been working on this, and I've been sort of working back and forth with him, from afar. I'm not there. I'm not. Anyway, I know he's been working a lot on it because he's been running back in the store, and I bet he had some problem with the equipment, and we've been going over last minute details and look for this, and now I'm going to show you how I recommended for him to look at this cave and document it, because you only have so much video, and you only have so much batteries for your lights, and you only have so much time in each spot, and it only takes a very short time to get the data that will give us the details. You don't have to talk about it for 10 minutes when you're in there, and you just have to get it in the correct order, in the correct. Well, let me show you. Okay, this is inside the treasury room at Petra. Now, this is the way you would want to get as far away from the furthest plane you have, back to here, and then take a visual of everything, just like pictures, just, and then from another direction, and another direction. Now, you might come up to the wall and slowly pan a little bit, stop, and then stop for like 2 or 3 seconds. The place that you pan a little further, stop 2 or 3 seconds, up close. Pretty close enough so that you get like say you're right standing here. Here you go, and just 2-3 seconds, because I could stop it, and then you go a little further and you stop it, and you get all of the stuff you can get. Now, if there's places of interest, you want to go in there and look at them closely. Now, what is of interest? Any place where there's a hole. And you say, why are these holes here? Those holes are there because there was blood vessels there. And they had to, I know they've drilled holes. I've seen where they've drilled holes to let the fluids out of these things, because they're going to take a long time to dry out. When they first dig these out, they're just doing it with their fingernails almost. It's wet. It's wet flesh. It's not wet. It's malleable, let me put it that way. It's like clay. And they dig it all out, and then there's going to be places going to run out, right here. And they're all over. See here? There's blood running out here, over here. So these are the places. And then see how this like layers fit together. That is the mineralization of where you have connective tissue, and then you have muscles, connective tissue, muscle. I understand this very well. And out from the front, when you look in the front door to the left on there's big blocks, you can see all of the tendon chunks. Now, any rate, that's how you want to do it. You want to go boom, 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 get everything ups, down, up this way, so you have a complete circumference everywhere in there, up, down, every different direction. Now, it's not always going to be a square. You're going to be in things, let's say it's like this. Hold on. Let's say you got a cave and you're in a big area like this. What you want to do is try to get from the furthest out distances down in these pockets out, and then you'll see everything. That way you have a complete coverage of all of this. And then like maybe get in over here and pan around a little bit, and then go up towards the walls. And I mean, there's a lot of video to do, but you don't have to do it for a lengthy time. You just go bit, 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 and slowly pan, bam, slowly pan, stop, slowly pan, stop, slowly pan, stop. But it only takes that long. It only takes a couple seconds. And then we'll go over them later. But make sure that there's some kind of documentation as to what those places were. They used to put things up inside, like those, this is what this is, and then you can go back and look at it. Well, I don't know if you want to do anything, I mean, obviously you're not going to have a flipper thing, but you might have some little note that you put down. You say this is such and such a place, or whatever, A, B, C, D, and write it in a notepad or something. I didn't get too deep into those details, but apparently he's got compasses and all kinds of things. They're going to try to map out, the flow of it. Because you're inside of a creature's body, and if a creature's body does not, you don't have your kidneys attached to your toes. Everything goes in an order here, and everything will void its internal organic volatile chemistry. That's what happens. The kidneys, the lungs, the heart, intestinal areas, the stomach, all those cavities are filled with stuff that runs out. And the structural supports stay. And the structural supports are this kind of stuff. It's the tendinous material. They're kerogens and keratins and fibrous materials made out of primarily calcium carbonate, CaCO3, with porphyritic fibrous inclusions in them. and then the muddy clays, which are the red, bloody, muddy clays. That's what it is. So when you go in, that's, if you can document it that way, we can go back and see what it's all about, and then we can all argue about it. Now, stalactites and stalagmites are very interesting because they're leaking, something's leaking out of there, and I think those are, well, I'm not going to say any more about it. Let's just not talk about it right now. Let's find out what we get from Greg, and then we're going to do some interviews and talk to him. I'm going to have, online meetings with them, going over the videos and all of the things that they found. I mean, this is a fabulous cave. I could show you stuff right now, blow your socks off, but I'm not going to do it because I want you to keep your socks until we get the real total information. Then we can all take our socks off at the same time. All right, so Mud Fossil University, a day of excitement, proclaimed, starting now.